playoff game feel any different than a regular season start?
No, not really. I like to keep the same routine I've done all year. I think there's no reason to change now. So what I've been doing has been working. So I plan to do the same thing.
Just to follow up, is there a little bit extra juice, anticipation? I mean, even Garrett, before his start, said that, maybe there's a little bit nerves, butterflies, et cetera, and he's pitched in playoff games before. From an emotional standpoint, is it feel a little bit different?
For sure. It's going to be my first playoff appearance. So there's always some, excitement and butterflies at the same time. But like I said, I don't think it feels any different from going out there and pitching in front of the same crowd that we have all year. So I'm excited and I'm ready for the challenge.
We'll stay over there with Bruce.
Nestor, does the prospect of bad weather impact at all your preparation or the way you're going to go about this whole thing?
No, today I'll go out there and, do my regular stuff before my outing if I was going to pitch tomorrow. And if it rains tomorrow, I'll come in and throw and, play some catch and get ready for Friday.
So you'll be ready either way?
Yeah, for sure. I think, like I said, I'll train today like I'm going to pitch tomorrow at 7:30. And if things do change, then, we'll adjust with that.
In the third row on your left.
Nestor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
In Garrett's performance last night, did you see anything that you could take away that would help you in your start? And also, in terms of Cleveland's lineup, what problems do they pose?
I felt like they were pretty aggressive first time through. Me and him are completely different pitchers. I don't throw 100 miles per hour. But no, I think I'm gonna approach him the same way. The game plan says we're gonna do a game plan tomorrow. Before the game, and whether we're pitching to my strength or their weaknesses. But I think the way that he approached them last night was excellent. His pitch count ran up a little bit in first three innings, and then he was able to get quick outs. So I feel like the way I pitch, I'm going to be able to induce a lot of contact, and hopefully they're weak contacts.
Stay on your left with Brian.
Esther, when you look back on this year for you personally, what have some of your favorite moments been? What really stands out to you?
I want to say the first half where we were going on an incredible run as a team. Obviously, with the success that I had the first half and making the All-Star game was incredible for me. But I think the thing I'm most proud of is that I was able to make 28 starts, throw 158 innings. Coming into this year, I had 93 last year, and I didn't know how long and how durable I was going to be. So with the help of the training staff, the strength coaches, and even the starting rotation, they've done it year in, year out. So they've helped me along the way to get to 158 innings. I know I hit that 2 weeks of, injury, but it was something that was, I guess, way like above me. And I was just able to keep, I guess, that tunnel vision towards the end and finish strong.
And what do you think has allowed you to keep that kind of grounded mentality?
I go out there every fifth day, like it's my last time I'm going to pitch. I think that's how I've handled my whole career, even in the minor leagues. So for me to be able to go out there and enjoy the moment and just be part of it, I think that's what keeps me level-headed and, with that, sense of urgency to do well every time.
And on your right, Christy, in the second row.
I was going to ask about that. You talked about pitching kind of with a chip on your shoulder and that, not getting designated all the way up. How do you hold on to that after you've had so much success? What do you think about and how does that drive you?
It's hard to say because obviously, with the sex, you start, becoming more comfortable and you start thinking ahead. And I think, as far as what I try and do is, like I said, stay in the moment. I wanna cherish every day, even if I'm not pitching. And for me to be able to do that, I think that's what's kept me, neutral every single time. So I would like to say that I go day by day, and hopefully, today is the best day I have, and tomorrow we'll see what happens.
Dan, I think, and then Meredith.
I know your focus is on tomorrow, but if there is a rain out, what do you think your availability might be like for Game 5?
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna empty the tank. So if I pitch on Friday and I have to come back on short rest, whether it's 2 or 3 days, I'm gonna try and prepare in between the best I can to feel as best as I can. But if the circumstances don't allow me to, then just gonna try and like I've played this whole season with my heart on my sleeve and competitive.
I think Meredith has a question, then Ron.
You talk about emptying the tank and potentially being available if they need you Game 5. Even last year when you were floating back and forth between the bullpen and the starting rotation, you'd go up and say every day, I'm available. You spoke about the durability. What do you think has been the biggest difference in being that durable? Like, what did you do throughout the season that was the difference maker?
It started in the off season. I think I trained my body to try and withhold this innings that I've pitched. The off season was huge for me. I think I prepared real well. And like I said, time and time again, the starting pitching, the staff has helped me understand, how to recuperate from start to start. The training staff and the strength coaches have done a good job with me, staying on top of me and make sure I hit every point in between those starts. So I think I got to give a lot of credit to all those guys that have helped me because I've never done this before, and I'm career high in innings. So I got to give a lot of credit to them.
And same row with Ron.
What are the challenges for you of a high contact team like Cleveland?
Yeah, I faced them twice this year. I felt like I did pretty good both times. Just try and do as much low contact quality as I can. They put the ball in play. They're a fast team. They're willing to steal at any point. I think as long as we keep them inside the ballpark and we control the running game, we'll be fine. I think our defense is pretty sharp behind us, as you guys saw yesterday. So it's gonna be good.
And you always seem to enjoy yourself out on the mound. Was there ever a point earlier in career where it wasn't like that for you, and what changed it?
Definitely. And we go back to 18, 19, and 20, those 3 years. 18 and 20 were short-lived because it was 4 innings and 7 innings, but I felt like every time I was out there giving up those runs, it was a lonely feeling on the mound. It wasn't very, very exciting, and I wasn't happy, but I was able to turn it around, and hopefully I can continue to do so moving forward. What changed it? I think my preparation, creating a routine. I think those 3 years I didn't really have a routine. I didn't know what it was to start in the big leagues. I didn't know what was to come out of the bullpen in the big leagues. I didn't come out of the bullpen in the minor leagues ever coming up. So I think creating a routine, taking care of my body, talking to guys that have already done it for 200 innings every year. Those conversations were very valuable to me throughout the year.
In the second row.
Given where you were drafted, being an unheralded prospect, did you ever think being a front-of-the-line playoff starter was a possibility for you?
At all. I remember coming up, they would say I would be a fifth starter at best, but my role would be a long guy in the bullpen. And that's how I broke into the big leagues. I remember in 18, I was fighting for a starting spot with the Orioles. They ended up signing a couple guys at the end of spring training, and I slotted back into the long relief role in the bullpen. So I was kind of content with what I was doing in that role, and I was happy to be in that role. But as soon as I tasted what it was to be a starting pitcher in the big leagues, it makes me work twice as hard now because I wouldn't want to give it up.
Do a couple more. Greg in the second row on your right.
Nestor, you mentioned the defense behind you. How much of a difference has that made this year? And as a pitcher, how much comfort is that knowing the guys behind you can make that play?
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible to know when the ball's hit, there's always a chance for it to be an out. Obviously, you can't control anything once the ball's out of your hands. So to be able to have a kind of that comfort, to know that your defense is one of the best in the big leagues, if not the best, it feels great to be able to pitch and allow contact and know that plays will be made behind you.
In the third row.
Nestor, during player introductions, you had one of the loudest standing ovations from the crowd. What does it mean to be so embraced by this fan base and the city?
It felt super cool. My parents were in the stands, and after the game, they said, "Man, we couldn't believe what we heard out there." So it was kind of surreal for me, and really I appreciated the ovation. It was pretty cool. But just to be out there and share that moment with everybody, I remember walking up to the line and everybody was like, "Oh, you got the biggest ovation," blah blah blah. Until Judge came up, obviously. But it was cool.
You speak about your parents. Is it a tale about their hard work and your hard work throughout your life and coming into the season and being so successful?
Yeah, I mean, we came to the States when I was 7 months old. They were young parents when they came to the States, and I mean, they've worked their tail off since we got here. And I mean, I gotta give all the credit to them. They've groomed me to be, I want to say, like a pretty young man that takes care of his life and is pretty responsible. So for them to do that and to give me that that freedom to do whatever I wanted in this country and to go about my business every day has meant the world to me. So I thank them a lot.
And very quickly, because we got to wrap, Bruce.
Nestor, how much do you appreciate the opportunity to give the Yankees a commanding 2-0 series lead?
Yeah, it would be an honor to do so. I think obviously everybody knows this is a 3 out of 5, and to give that second game win, it's going to be huge for us. We're gonna have the series on a chokehold, like everybody says, and it gives us a better opportunity to advance. So for me to have that opportunity and to go out there and give the best chance that I can give to the team for a W is going to be amazing.